The moment recognition arrives, have you ever stood in a place you've never been before, yet felt the unmistakable whisper of recognition coursing through your being? Perhaps it was the particular angle of afternoon sunlight filtering through leaves, or the distant sound of laughter mixed with wind chimes, or simply the way someone turned their head. And suddenly, inexplicably, your soul remembered. You pause. Time seems to fold upon itself. Your breath catches as something ancient and familiar rises within you, carrying with it the full weight of emotions you cannot name but somehow know intimately. In that suspended moment, you are both here and there, now and then, present and eternal. This is not mere memory in the conventional sense. This is your soul speaking its native language, the language of recognition that transcends the linear march of clock time. You feel it in your chest, that tightening of nostalgia mixed with wonder. Your eyes may even fill with tears, though you cannot explain why. The experience is so vivid, so real, that it shakes the very foundation of what you believe about time, about consciousness, about who you are. What if I told you that these moments are not accidents or neurological glitches, but glimpses into the true nature of your soul's journey? What if these déjà vu experiences are your eternal self reaching across the illusion of time to remind you of something profoundly important? The soul's immutable memory. You are not merely a body moving through time from birth to death. You are a being of incredible potentiality, carrying within you memories that cannot be erased, cannot be diminished, cannot fade like photographs left too long in sunlight. These memories exist in a dimension beyond the physical brain. They are imprinted upon the very fabric of your soul. Your soul possesses a remarkable capacity that most spiritual teachings have recognized throughout human history. It can revisit, relive, and re-experience the records that have been impressed upon its eternal essence. When you encounter a déjà vu, you are not imagining things. You are not confused. You are experiencing your soul's ability to access its vast archive of lived moments, bringing them forward with an intensity that sometimes surpasses even the original experience. Think about this. You can smell a perfume you haven't encountered in decades and be instantly transported to a specific moment in your childhood. The fragrance carries you backward, and suddenly you are 5 years old again, holding your grandmother's hand, feeling the texture of her dress, seeing the particular quality of light in her kitchen, hearing the exact timbre of her voice. Every detail is preserved with supernatural precision. This is not the brain's doing alone. This is the soul's magnificent technology, a recording system far beyond anything humanity has ever invented. Your soul captures not just the visual or auditory data, but the complete experiential reality, the emotions in their full spectrum, the energetic signature of each moment, the spiritual significance embedded in even the simplest interaction. When these memories resurface through déjà vu, they arrive with overwhelming intensity because they are being experienced on a soul level. You are not merely remembering, you are reliving, re-feeling, re-becoming the person you were in that moment while simultaneously being who you are now. Two timelines converge, and in that convergence, you touch something extraordinary about your own nature. The impossible made possible. The very existence of these powerful memory experiences gives you absolute certainty about something profound. Your soul has the capacity to re-signify moments already lived, to bring back what seems impossible from the realms of memory. Time may move forward in the physical world, but in the soul's dimension, all moments exist simultaneously, eternally accessible, forever alive. You feel with full intensity the emotions that were lived long ago. The joy of a first love doesn't just return as a faded recollection. It blazes through you with the same fire, the same breathless wonder. The grief of a loss doesn't merely echo faintly, it grips your heart with the same raw power. The perfumes carried away by the wind of time somehow return, filling your senses as though no time has passed at all. The colors of autumn afternoons from your childhood appear before your inner eye with startling clarity. The places you've been materialize around you in your mind's vision, complete and whole. The music that once moved you plays again in the concert hall of your soul, every note perfect, every emotion intact. The taste of your mother's cooking, the sound of rain on a specific roof, the feeling of grass beneath your bare feet on a summer day. All of this remains vibrantly alive within you. This is the crucial role of your soul. To essentialize again, to make essential once more, both the good moments and even the difficult ones that have occurred along life's journey. Nothing is truly lost. Nothing is truly past. Everything that has touched your soul remains part of your eternal treasure, available for revisitation, for reinterpretation, for continued learning and growth. The supernatural force within you are beginning to understand something that mystics and spiritual teachers have known throughout the ages. There exists within each of us a supernatural force, a power that transcends any single era or time period. This force makes you capable of going beyond yourself, beyond the limited identity you might have constructed, beyond the narrow corridor of past, present, future that seems so definitive when déjà vu strikes, when memory resurrects with impossible vividness, when you feel yourself stretched across multiple moments simultaneously. You are experiencing this transcendent force in action. You are touching your own eternity, your own infinite nature, your own capacity for consciousness that is not bound by the laws that govern physical matter. This supernatural force is not separate from you. It is the deepest truth of what you are. And when it activates these soul memories, when it brings yesterday into today with such emotional intensity, it is reminding you, you are so much more than you have imagined yourself to be. Take a moment now, close your eyes if you can. Recall a moment from your past that still carries emotional weight, perhaps a moment of profound joy or deep sadness or perfect peace. Notice how even now, years later, you can access the feeling of that moment. Notice how your soul has preserved it, not as a faded photograph, but as a living experience still happening somewhere in the vast dimension of your consciousness. This is your first glimpse into the mystery we will explore together. Your soul is an eternal vessel, carrying everything you have ever been, preparing you for everything you will become, and holding within it the key to understanding your true nature as a multidimensional being of light, memory, and infinite possibility. You have never been alone. There is a truth that sounds paradoxical when first encountered, yet rings with deep recognition once you allow it to settle into your awareness. You are never just one person. Right now, in this present moment, you are a multiplicity of selves, a symphony of identities that have been you across different eras, cycles, and dimensions of experience. Think back to who you were 10 years ago. Can you recognize that person? Surely some continuity exists. Some thread of identity connects that self to this self. Yet if you are honest, you must admit, you are not the same person you were a decade ago. Your beliefs have shifted. Your values have evolved. Your understanding has deepened. Your very cells have been replaced multiple times over. So which one is the real you? The answer that your soul knows is this: all of them. All versions of you are real. All remain alive within your consciousness. All contribute to the rich tapestry of who you are becoming. When you experience déjà vu, sometimes what you are encountering is not a memory of something that happened in this lifetime, but a resonance with who you were in another era of your soul's journey. The feeling of "I have been here before" might be literally true in ways that transcend your current biographical timeline. This is why certain places, certain people, certain situations trigger such profound responses in you. A part of you, a version of yourself from another cycle of existence, is recognizing something familiar. You are meeting yourself across the dimensions of time and consciousness. The beings and energies that accompany you. You are not walking this earthly journey alone, nor are you limited to only your own consciousness. There exist beings who accompany you, spiritual presences, guardian energies, aspects of the collective consciousness that humanity shares, and perhaps even future versions of yourself reaching back to guide the person you are now. Have you ever felt a presence with you in a moment of decision? Have you ever sensed invisible support when facing a difficulty? Have you ever had thoughts or intuitions that seem to come from beyond your own mind? These are not fantasies or wishful thinking. These are genuine connections to the multiplicity of consciousness that surrounds and interpenetrates your individual awareness. There is a mixture of energies, a cosmic blend of influences and presences that potentialize you, that increase your capacity, expand your perception, and contribute to your unique cosmic vision. You are like a radio receiver capable of tuning into multiple frequencies simultaneously. Sometimes the signal is clear and you can distinguish the different sources. Other times they blend together into a chorus whose individual voices you cannot separate, but whose collective message you can feel and understand. When your soul brings forward a memory with supernatural intensity, when you experience déjà vu that seems impossible to explain, often what is happening is that these accompanying presences are working with your consciousness to show you something important. They are helping your soul activate certain memories, certain recognitions, certain awakenings that you need for your continued evolution. The cycles and eras that define us, your life, is not a straight line from beginning to end. It is a spiral, moving through cycles that repeat yet never in exactly the same way. Each cycle brings you back to similar themes, similar lessons, similar opportunities for growth. But you encounter them from a different level of the spiral, with greater wisdom and deeper understanding than before. This is why certain patterns repeat in your life. This is why you sometimes feel like you are dealing with the same issue again. You are, but not really. You are encountering a new iteration of an ancient theme, and each encounter offers you the chance to respond with greater consciousness, greater compassion, greater wisdom. Your soul remembers all the previous cycles. When you face a challenge that feels strangely familiar, your soul is accessing its memory banks, showing you, we have navigated waters like these before. We have learned from similar situations. We carry within us the accumulated wisdom of all our previous encounters with this theme. The déjà vu experiences are often markers of these cycles. They are like signposts along your spiritual journey, indicating you are entering a familiar territory. Your soul remembers this landscape. Draw upon what you have learned. Respond from your deeper wisdom, beyond comprehension, yet intimately known. The truth is, much of what happens in the depths of your soul extends beyond your conscious comprehension. Your thinking mind, marvelous as it is, cannot grasp the full scope of your eternal nature. Your rational faculties cannot encompass the mystery of how multiple versions of you exist simultaneously, how beings accompany you invisibly, how cycles repeat and spiral upward, how memories can be more vivid than present reality. This is not a limitation to be regretted. It is an invitation to be celebrated. You are not meant to understand everything with your mind. You are meant to experience, to feel, to intuit, to allow your soul's knowing to guide you into territories that transcend intellectual comprehension. When déjà vu strikes and you cannot explain it, when memory floods you with impossible intensity and your mind cannot grasp how this is happening, you are touching the edges of this greater mystery. Your soul is showing you there is more to reality than what you have been taught. There are dimensions of experience, layers of consciousness, and modes of being that go far beyond what conventional understanding can contain. The invitation is not to figure it all out, but to trust the experience, to honor the déjà vu as a genuine spiritual communication, to recognize that your soul is constantly showing you truths that your mind alone could never discover. The cosmic vision, unique to you. All of these factors, your multiple selves across time, the beings and energies that accompany you, the cycles and eras you move through, the supernatural force that animates your consciousness, combine to create something utterly unique. Your cosmic vision, your particular way of perceiving reality, your specific contribution to the universe's self-awareness. No one else has exactly your combination of memories, experiences, spiritual companions, and consciousness cycles. No one else sees reality through precisely your lens. No one else can offer what you offer to the great tapestry of existence. Your déjà vu experiences, your soul memories, your moments of transcendent recognition, these are not random or meaningless. They are essential elements of your cosmic vision. They shape how you understand life, how you connect with others, how you find meaning and purpose, how you contribute your unique light to the world. When your soul brings a memory forward with such intensity that it feels more real than the present moment, it is showing you something about who you truly are. It is revealing layers of your identity that extend far beyond your current lifetime, your current personality, your current circumstances. You are a cosmic being having a human experience. You are an eternal consciousness exploring what it means to live in time. You are a multi-dimensional self learning and growing through countless cycles of experience. And you are never, ever alone on this journey. Every moment holds infinite possibility. There is a miraculous quality to human consciousness that often goes unrecognized in our busy, forward-rushing lives. The ability to re-signify, to re-mean, to recontextualize every moment we have ever lived. Your past is not fixed. Your memories are not set in stone. The meaning you make of what has happened to you can transform, and in that transformation, you yourself are transformed. When your soul brings forward a memory through déjà vu or through spontaneous recollection, it is not simply playing back a recording. It is offering you an opportunity for re-signification. The person you are now, with the wisdom you have gained, with the expanded consciousness you have developed, can look upon past experiences with new eyes and discover meanings that were invisible to you when the events first occurred. Consider a moment from your past that you have always remembered as painful or shameful. Perhaps a failure, a rejection, a moment of fear or inadequacy. This memory has lived within you as a wound, a dark spot in your soul's landscape. But what if you could revisit that memory now, not as the person you were then, but as the person you have become? What if you could bring your current compassion, your deeper understanding, your hard-won wisdom to that moment? Suddenly, the meaning shifts. What seemed like a failure might reveal itself as a necessary redirection. What felt like rejection might show itself as protection. What appeared as weakness might transform into the first tender stirrings of authentic strength. The memory hasn't changed, but your relationship to it has been re-signified, and in that re-signification, healing occurs. The soul's alchemy. Your soul is constantly engaged in this alchemical process, taking the raw material of lived experience and transforming it into gold. Every experience, whether you labeled it good or bad at the time, contains within it seeds of wisdom, opportunities for growth, and gifts for your evolution. This is why your soul preserves everything with such care. This is why nothing is truly lost or wasted. Even the most difficult moments, even the experiences you wish you could erase, are kept in your soul's treasury because they contain something valuable for your journey. When you experience a particularly vivid memory, when déjà vu strikes with emotional intensity, your soul is often inviting you to engage in this alchemical work. It is saying, look at this moment again, see it with new eyes, discover what you couldn't see before, extract the wisdom that has been waiting for you. The perfumes carried by the wind of time return not to torment you with nostalgia, but to offer you another chance to breathe in the full complexity of your experience. The colors, the places, the music, all of this comes back so that you can perceive it more fully, understand it more deeply, and integrate it more completely into the wholeness of who you are becoming, re-signifying the good and the difficult. It's easy to understand why your soul would want to essentialize again the good moments, those experiences of joy, love, beauty, and connection that nourished you. These memories are treasures to be savored, wells of happiness to draw from when present circumstances feel challenging. But why does your soul also bring back the difficult moments? Why do memories of pain, loss, conflict, and suffering sometimes resurface with such intensity? This is where the true power of re-signification becomes apparent. Your soul brings these difficult memories back because it knows something crucial. The meaning of suffering is not fixed. What wounded you in the past can become, through re-signification, the source of your greatest strength. The betrayal that broke your heart can teach you discernment and self-protection. The loss that devastated you can deepen your capacity for compassion and presence. The failure that humiliated you can liberate you from false pride and connect you with authentic humility. But this transformation of meaning doesn't happen automatically. It requires your conscious participation. It requires that you be willing to look at the difficult memories when they arise, not to wallow in them or to re-traumatize yourself, but to ask, what is my soul trying to show me now? What have I learned since this happened that allows me to see it differently? How has this experience, painful as it was, contributed to the person I've become? This is sacred work. This is the soul's essential practice of making all things new, not by changing what happened, but by transforming your relationship to what happened. The eternal present, where all times meet here, is a mystery that your soul knows intimately. There is a dimension of consciousness where past, present, and future exist simultaneously. In this eternal present, all versions of you are happening at once. The child you were, the adult you are, the elder you will become, all exist together in the now of soul consciousness. This is why memory can feel so present, so alive, so immediate. This is why déjà vu creates that disorienting yet exhilarating sense of time folding in upon itself. You are touching this eternal present where all your moments are occurring simultaneously. From this perspective, re-signification is not really changing the past. It is recognizing that the past, present, and future are all fluid, all interpenetrating, all available for new understanding and integration. When you heal a memory, you are not just changing your relationship to something that happened back then. You are actually transforming the energetic signature of that experience across all time, sending healing backward and forward along your timeline, affecting all versions of yourself simultaneously. This sounds mystical, and it is, but it is also practical and experiential. You have felt this. When you finally make peace with a long-standing resentment, don't you feel lighter not just now, but as if a weight has been lifted from your entire life? When you finally understand the gift hidden in a past difficulty, doesn't it feel like your whole history reorganizes itself around this new insight? This is your soul's power of re-signification in action. This is what happens when you work consciously with the memories that surface through déjà vu and spontaneous recollection, visited by force and essence. At every moment, with every experience, and even in your dreams, you are visited by this force, this essence that is marked upon your soul. The supernatural power within you is not passive. It is actively engaged in bringing forward what you need to see, what you need to remember, what you need to re-signify for your continued growth. Sometimes this visiting happens during waking life. A smell, a sound, a sight triggers a cascade of memory and recognition. Sometimes it happens in meditation or quiet reflection, when the busy surface of your mind settles and the deeper currents of soul consciousness can make themselves known. And sometimes it happens in dreams, where the boundaries between past, present, and future dissolve completely, and your soul can show you truths that your waking mind might resist or rationalize away. Each of these visitations is a gift. Each is an opportunity. Your soul is saying, I am showing you this now because you are ready to see it in a new way. I am bringing this memory forward because there is wisdom here that you can access now that you couldn't access before. I am offering you the chance to re-signify, to heal, to grow, to become more fully yourself. The invitation is to receive these visitations with gratitude and curiosity, not to be afraid of what memories might surface, but to trust that your soul knows what it is doing, not to push away the difficult memories or cling too tightly to the pleasant ones, but to meet all of your experience with compassionate awareness and willingness to discover new meaning. You are being continuously recreated through this process of re-signification. Every memory that surfaces, every déjà vu experience, every dream that carries the essence of past experience, these are opportunities for you to participate consciously in your own evolution. This is how your soul transforms everything that has happened to you into fuel for your awakening, material for your becoming, and evidence of your eternal, unbreakable nature. Awakening to your eternal nature. There comes a moment in every spiritual journey when you must face a truth that changes everything. You are not who you thought you were. The identity you have constructed, your name, your role, your history, your personality, is real, but it is not the whole truth. Beneath and beyond this temporal identity exists something that has never been born and can never die. This is the supernatural force that lives within you. Not supernatural in the sense of being outside nature, but supernatural, above and beyond the ordinary understanding of natural law. This force transcends any single era or time period. It existed before you took your first breath in this body, and it will continue to exist after your last breath is released. When you experience déjà vu with such intensity that it shakes your understanding of reality, you are brushing against this eternal aspect of yourself. When memories return with a vividness that seems to defy the normal fading of time, you are touching your own immortality. When you feel yourself stretched across multiple moments, multiple lifetimes, multiple dimensions of existence, you are awakening to your true nature. This force makes you capable of going beyond yourself, beyond the small self that worries about survival, status, and security, beyond the ego self that needs to be right, to be special, to be in control, beyond even the biographical self that identifies with its personal story and history. You are invited to discover what mystics and sages have proclaimed across cultures and centuries. You are a droplet of the infinite ocean, carrying within you the essence of the whole. You are a spark of divine consciousness, exploring what it means to be individuated yet never separate from the source. You are both wave and ocean, both note and symphony, both self and cosmos. The technology of soul memory. Let us explore more deeply the miraculous mechanism through which your soul preserves and retrieves experience. This is not metaphor. This is describing a real capacity that you possess, a spiritual technology far more sophisticated than anything humanity has created in the physical realm. Your soul records experience holographically. This means that every moment is captured not as a flat image or simple data point, but as a complete multi-dimensional impression that includes the sensory information, what you saw, heard, smelled, tasted, and touched. But not just the raw data, the quality of the light, the specific timbre of sounds, the emotional texture of physical sensations, the emotional content, not just I felt happy or I felt sad, but the precise flavor of that happiness, the particular shade of that sadness, the complex mixture of feelings that made that moment uniquely itself. The meaning-making, what you believed at that moment, how you interpreted what was happening, what stories you told yourself about the experience. The energetic signature, the vibrational quality of that moment, the spiritual atmosphere, the presence or absence of certain qualities of consciousness. The connections, how this moment related to other moments, what threads of significance linked it to your larger story, what patterns it was part of. All of this is preserved in your soul's memory system. And here is what makes it truly extraordinary. This information is not stored in a degradable medium. It doesn't fade with time. It doesn't become corrupted or lost. It remains eternally accessible, eternally fresh, eternally available for retrieval and re-experience. When your soul activates these memories through déjà vu or spontaneous recollection, it's not pulling up a faded photograph or a degraded recording. It's accessing the complete living hologram of that experience. This is why the emotions can be so intense, why the sensory details can be so vivid, why it can feel like you are actually there again, not just remembering being there. Time as illusion, consciousness as reality, the linear experience of time, past flowing into present, flowing into future, is not ultimate reality. It is a perspective, a way of organizing experience, a useful framework for navigating physical existence. But it is not the deepest truth. At the level of soul consciousness, all moments exist simultaneously in an eternal now. The past is not gone. It exists fully in the timeless dimension of consciousness. The future is not yet to come. It already exists as potential, as probability, as invitation. And the present is not a fleeting instant between past and future. It is the eternal ground in which all experience arises and dissolves. This is why your soul can bring the past into the present with such intensity. This is why memories can feel more real than current sensory experience. This is why déjà vu creates that vertiginous sense of time collapsing. You are momentarily perceiving reality from your soul's perspective, where time is not a line but a field, not a sequence but a landscape, where all moments are simultaneously present. This understanding has profound implications. It means that nothing is truly lost. No one you have loved has truly gone. No experience you have treasured has truly passed. All of it remains eternally present in the dimension of consciousness, eternally accessible to your soul, eternally available for connection and communion. It also means that you are not trapped by your past. Since all moments exist simultaneously, since the eternal now is always available, you are free in each moment to choose which aspects of your experience you will activate, which memories you will feed, which versions of yourself you will embody, going beyond yourself. The supernatural force within you constantly invites you to transcend your current limitations, your current understanding, your current way of being. This is not about becoming someone other than yourself. It is about becoming more fully yourself by releasing the constrictions that keep you small. Every time your soul brings forward a powerful memory, every time you experience déjà vu that challenges your understanding of reality, you are being invited to expand, to question your assumptions about what is possible, to recognize that you are far more than you have imagined yourself to be. This expansion can feel uncomfortable. The ego self that seeks certainty and control doesn't like having its worldview challenged. It prefers the familiar, the explicable, the manageable. But your soul knows that growth requires occasional disruption of comfortable patterns. The déjà vu experiences, the supernatural vividness of certain memories, the sense of multiple selves existing simultaneously, these are not glitches to be explained away. They are invitations to grow into a larger understanding of yourself and reality. They are your soul saying, You are ready for more. You are ready to see further. You are ready to recognize your own vastness. When you feel that force within you that transcends time and limitation, you are touching your true power. Not power over others or power to control circumstances, but the power to remain connected to your eternal nature, no matter what is happening in your temporal experience. The power to draw wisdom from all your experiences across all times. The power to choose, in each moment, which version of yourself you will actualize. The practice of temporal fluidity. Here is a practice your soul already knows, but your conscious mind may need to learn. The art of moving fluidly between different moments in your consciousness, drawing wisdom and energy from across your entire timeline. When you face a challenge in the present, you can consciously call upon the resources of your past. Remember a time when you were strong. Not just intellectually remember it, but use your soul's capacity to relive it, to bring that strength fully into now. Remember a time when you were loved. Bring that felt sense of being cherished into this moment. Remember a time when you succeeded against odds. Activate that knowing of your own capability. Similarly, you can reach forward to call upon the wisdom of your future self. Imagine who you will be a year from now, 5 years from now, having successfully navigated your current challenges. What does that future self want you to know now? What perspective can that version of you offer to help you move through this present moment? This is not fantasy or make-believe. This is working consciously with the truth that all moments exist simultaneously in consciousness. This is using your soul's supernatural capacity to transcend linear time for practical benefit in your daily life. The more you practice this temporal fluidity, the more you realize you are not trapped in any single moment. You carry within you all the strength, all the love, all the wisdom you have ever experienced or will experience. Your soul is a vast treasure house, and you can draw upon its riches at any time. This is what the supernatural force within you makes possible. This is how you go beyond the limited self that believes it is only this moment, only this circumstance, only this level of capability. You remember, not just intellectually, but experientially, that you are eternal, that you are vast, that you contain multitudes across time and space, and that nothing can ultimately diminish the divine spark that you are. The invisible presences. You have never taken a single step of your journey alone. Though the illusion of solitude can be convincing, at times you have felt isolated, believing yourself to be the only consciousness navigating your experience. But this has never been true. You exist within a web of connection that extends far beyond what your physical eyes can perceive. There are beings who accompany you, not in the physical sense, but in the realm of consciousness and energy. Some are what various traditions call guides or guardians, spiritual presences whose purpose is to support your soul's journey. Some are loved ones who have transitioned beyond physical form, yet remain connected to you through bonds that death cannot sever. Some are aspects of your own higher self, dimensions of your consciousness that exist beyond your current embodiment. And there are energies, currents of spiritual force that flow through and around you constantly, connecting you to the larger field of cosmic consciousness. You swim in an ocean of energy, though you often perceive only the surface ripples. When your soul activates powerful memories, when déjà vu strikes with supernatural intensity, these invisible companions are often involved in the process. They help your consciousness access what it needs to access. They amplify certain memories and insights so that you can receive their teaching. They work behind the scenes of your awareness to coordinate the experiences and realizations that will serve your evolution. Have you ever had a memory surface at exactly the right moment to give you what you needed? Have you ever experienced a flash of recognition that changed your understanding of a situation? Have you ever felt guided to remember something specific that provided a key to unlocking present circumstances? This is the work of your invisible companions collaborating with your soul to bring forward what serves your growth. The mixture of influences. Within and around you exists what we might call a cosmic mixture, a blend of influences, presences, and energies that is unique to you. This mixture includes the accumulated wisdom of your ancestors, flowing through your bloodline and your cultural inheritance. When you know something you've never been taught, when you carry skills or sensitivities that seem to have appeared from nowhere, you are accessing this ancestral knowing, the collective consciousness of humanity, that vast repository of shared experience and learning that every individual contributes to and draws from. When you feel moved by another's suffering though you've never met them, when you recognize universal human experiences in unfamiliar contexts, you are tapped into this collective field. The specific spiritual presences who have chosen to accompany your journey, whether you are consciously aware of them or not, they may communicate through intuition, synchronicity, dreams, or that subtle sense of guidance that arises in moments of decision. The energetic signatures of places you've been, people you've known, and experiences you've had. All of these leave imprints upon your energy field, and these imprints interact with new experiences to create your unique cosmic vision, your own multidimensional self, the various expressions of your consciousness that exist in different realms, dimensions, or time streams. Yes, this sounds extraordinary, but your soul knows it to be true. You are far larger than the single lifetime and single body you currently identify with. All of these influences work together to potentialize you, to increase your capacity for perception, creativity, compassion, wisdom, and conscious evolution. You are not diminished by these influences. You are empowered by them. They do not compromise your autonomy. They enhance your capability. Cosmic vision as collaborative creation. Your unique way of seeing and understanding reality, your cosmic vision, is not created by you alone. It emerges from the collaborative interaction between your individual consciousness and all the beings, energies, and influences that accompany you. This is why two people can witness the same event, yet perceive it completely differently. This is why you can read a book at different times in your life and receive entirely different messages from it. Your cosmic vision is constantly being refined and expanded through this ongoing collaboration with the invisible dimensions of reality. When a powerful memory surfaces, it is often because this collaborative field has determined that you need to see something from your past with new eyes. The memory itself hasn't changed, but the constellation of influences surrounding you has shifted, and this allows for new perception, new understanding, new integration. Your déjà vu experiences sometimes occur when your cosmic vision temporarily expands to include perception from your invisible companions. For a moment, you see with the eyes of your higher self, or through the awareness of a guiding presence, or from the perspective of a parallel aspect of your consciousness. The experience feels uncanny because you are briefly perceiving from a vantage point that transcends your normal limited awareness. Communication through memory and symbol. The beings and energies that accompany you cannot communicate with you in ordinary language, at least not usually. They exist in dimensions where verbal communication is not the primary mode of interaction. Instead, they communicate through activated memory, bringing forward specific experiences from your past that contain teachings relevant to your present situation. Symbolic experience, arranging synchronicities and meaningful coincidences that carry messages if you have eyes to see them. Emotional resonance, creating felt senses of comfort, warning, encouragement, or redirection that guide you without words. Dreams and visions, speaking to you when your conscious mind is quieted and your soul's perceptual abilities are more accessible. Intuitive knowing, downloading information directly into your consciousness that arrives fully formed as if you've always known it. When you experience the soul's déjà vu, when memories return with supernatural intensity, pay attention not just to the memory itself, but to the timing of its arrival. Ask yourself, why is my soul showing me this now? What teaching does this memory carry for my current situation? What are my invisible companions trying to help me understand? Often, you'll find that the memory contains exactly what you need. A reminder of your own resilience, a pattern you need to recognize, a truth you had forgotten, or a perspective that shifts everything. Trusting the unseen. Support one of the most challenging aspects of spiritual growth is learning to trust what you cannot see, cannot prove, cannot control. Your rational mind wants evidence, wants certainty, wants to understand the mechanics of how spiritual support works. But the soul operates in a realm beyond rational proof. The invitation is to notice the evidence that does exist, the uncanny timing of insights, the way obstacles sometimes dissolve mysteriously, the feeling of being held even in your darkest moments, the synchronicities that seem too meaningful to be mere coincidence. Your invisible companions leave traces of their presence if you develop the sensitivity to perceive them. When memories surface with the intensity that can only be described as supernatural, when your soul brings forward experiences with a vividness that defies normal recollection, recognize this as evidence of the larger field of consciousness that supports you. Your individual awareness is being expanded by influences and presences that work for your highest good. You are held in a web of love and purpose that extends far beyond what your physical senses can detect. You are guided by wisdom that transcends your personal knowledge. You are supported by forces that have your evolution as their primary concern. And you are never, ever as alone as you sometimes feel. The beings who accompany you celebrate your growth, mourn your suffering, delight in your joy, and remain steadfast through all your seasons. They cannot live your life for you. That is your sacred task. But they can illuminate your path, remind you of your strength, and help your soul activate the memories and insights that will serve your journey. The practice of acknowledgement. Here is a simple but profound practice. Begin to acknowledge the invisible presences in your life. You don't need to see them or hear them or have dramatic experiences to do this. Simply recognize their existence and express gratitude for their support. When a memory surfaces at just the right moment, silently thank whatever guidance brought it forward. When you feel a sense of comfort or protection, acknowledge the presence providing it. When insight arrives seemingly from nowhere, recognize that it may have been whispered to you by dimensions of consciousness beyond your ordinary awareness. This acknowledgement strengthens your connection to the invisible dimensions of support. It opens channels of communication. It invites more conscious collaboration between your individual awareness and the larger field of consciousness that holds you. You might speak to your guides silently. Thank you for showing me this memory now. Help me understand what I need to learn from it. You might acknowledge your ancestors. I honor the wisdom you've passed to me through the bloodline. Help me use it well. You might address your higher self. Guide me to perceive with your broader vision. Show me what I cannot see from this limited perspective. These are not empty words or superstitious practices. They are acts of conscious relationship building with the multi-dimensional reality in which you exist. They are ways of working consciously with a mixture of energies and presences that potentialize your cosmic vision. And they work. Not always in ways you can predict or control, but they work. The more you acknowledge your invisible companions, the more you'll notice their influence. The more you work consciously with the larger field of consciousness, the more your soul's capacity to bring forward relevant memories and insights will develop. You are not alone. You have never been alone. And the supernatural intensity with which your soul can retrieve and re-experience memories is itself evidence of this truth. Your consciousness is far vaster and more supported than you have imagined. When sleep becomes the gateway, every night you die a small death. You release your grip on waking consciousness, surrender control, and allow yourself to drift into realms where the normal rules of time, space, and causality no longer apply. In dreams, your soul is freed from many of the constraints that limit waking perception. This is why dreams are such powerful vehicles for the visitation of that supernatural force, that essence that is marked upon your soul. In the dream state, past, present, and future mingle freely. Memories from childhood can blend with visions of tomorrow. People who have left your physical life return with startling clarity. Places you've never been appear fully formed and intimately familiar. Your soul uses dreams to show you truths that your waking mind might resist or rationalize away. It brings forward memories that need to be resignified, relationships that need to be healed, patterns that need to be recognized. The beings and energies that accompany you can communicate more directly when the busy chatter of your conscious mind is quieted. Have you ever awakened from a dream, feeling that you've been somewhere important, learned something crucial, even though the details fade quickly in the morning light? This is your soul's work continuing in the dream realm. The specific images may dissolve, but the energetic shift, the teaching received, the healing accomplished, these remain embedded in your consciousness. Have you ever dreamed of someone you haven't thought about in years, only to have them contact you shortly afterward? Have you ever dreamed of a solution to a problem that had seemed unsolvable in waking life? Have you ever dreamed of a loved one who has passed and felt their presence so vividly that you awakened with tears of both grief and joy? These are not random neural firings or meaningless mental wanderings. These are genuine experiences in the dimension of consciousness where your soul moves freely, where your invisible companions can reach you more easily, where the supernatural force within you operates without the limitations imposed by waking perception, the essence marked upon your soul. Throughout your journey, in waking life, in dreams, in meditation, in moments of crisis and celebration, you are continuously visited by a force, an essence that bears a permanent signature upon your soul. This essence is your unique spiritual identity, the particular quality of consciousness that makes you irreplaceably you. This essence was present before you were born into this body, and it will continue after you release this physical form. It carries the accumulated learning of all your experiences across all times. It holds the blueprint of your highest potential. It remembers your divine origin even when you forget. When your soul activates memories with supernatural intensity, it is this essence making itself known. When déjà vu strikes with that unmistakable feeling of, I know this, I have been here before, this is familiar in a way I cannot explain, your essence is recognizing itself across time. This essence is not separate from you. It is the deepest truth of what you are. But it exists at a level of consciousness that transcends your everyday awareness. It is the part of you that observes all your experiences without being lost in them, that remains constant through all your changes, that knows your eternal nature even as you navigate temporal existence. Every experience leaves an impression upon this essence. Every relationship shapes it. Every challenge refines it. Every moment of love expands it. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is meaningless. All of it is woven into the rich tapestry of your eternal self. Re-signification happens at every moment. Here is a truth that can transform your entire life. You are being given the opportunity for re-signification, not just with past memories, but with every single present moment as it arises. You are not simply living your life. You are continuously creating the meaning of your life. Each experience that comes to you is neutral until you assign it meaning. The meaning you assign depends on the level of consciousness you bring to the moment. The same event can be experienced as devastating loss or as liberating release, as crushing defeat or as necessary redirection, as meaningless suffering or as purposeful teaching. Your soul, working in collaboration with the supernatural force, Within you and the beings and energies that accompany you is constantly helping you recognize opportunities for conscious meaning making. When a memory surfaces, you can choose how to relate to it. When a present difficulty arises, you can choose what story you tell about it. When an uncertain future beckons, you can choose whether to approach it with fear or with faith. This is not about denying reality or pretending that painful things don't hurt. It is about recognizing that you have agency in determining what your experiences mean, and therefore who they cause you to become. You are not a passive victim of your circumstances or your memories. You are an active participant in the creation of your life's meaning. The visitation of essence, the activation of soul memory, the supernatural intensity of certain recollections, all of this is designed to remind you of this power. You are being shown. Look at how your soul can bring the past alive in the present. Look at how meaning can shift and transform. Look at how what seemed finished can be reopened. What seemed healed can be deepened. What seemed understood can reveal new layers. If your soul can do this with the past, imagine what you can do with the present moment you are living right now. The continuous resurrection. There is a sacred pattern that runs through all spiritual traditions, expressed in different symbols and stories. The pattern of death and resurrection, of descent and ascent, of loss and finding. This pattern is not just myth or metaphor. It is the actual architecture of consciousness evolution. You are living this pattern constantly. Every time a memory dies into the past, it is later resurrected through soul recollection. Every time you release an identity that no longer serves you, a truer self emerges. Every time you face a dark night of the soul, you are being prepared for a new dawn of awareness. Your soul's capacity to bring forward memories with supernatural intensity is part of this resurrection pattern. What was dead, gone, past, finished, is brought back to life, but it returns transformed, carrying new meaning, offering new gifts, serving a new purpose in your evolution. This is why you should not fear the memories that surface, even the difficult ones. They are not returning to re-traumatize you, but to be resurrected at a new level of consciousness. They are coming back so that you can meet them with the wisdom you've gained, so that they can be re-signified, so that their gifts can finally be received. In dreams, this resurrection happens symbolically. A childhood home appears, but it's different than you remember. This is your psyche showing you that your relationship to that past has transformed. A deceased loved one visits, speaking words they never said in life. This is your soul giving you the healing or closure you need. An impossible scene unfolds, defying all logic. This is consciousness showing you that reality is far more fluid than you've been taught to believe. The invitation to conscious participation. All of this, the soul's memory, the supernatural force, the invisible companions, the continuous re-signification, the visitation in dreams, is happening whether you participate consciously or not. Your soul is doing its work. The essence marked upon you is fulfilling its purpose. The beings and energies around you are offering their support. But everything becomes richer, deeper, more powerful when you participate consciously, when you pay attention to the memories that surface and ask what they're teaching you. When you honor your dreams as genuine spiritual experiences rather than dismissing them as random brain activity. When you acknowledge the invisible presences in your life with gratitude and openness. When you practice re-signifying your experiences moment by moment. Conscious participation means recognizing that every intense memory, every déjà vu experience, every dream visitation, every moment of supernatural recognition is an invitation. Your soul is inviting you to greater awareness. The universe is inviting you to recognize your true nature. Life itself is inviting you to evolve. The invitation is always extended with love, never with force. You are free to ignore these promptings, to explain them away, to remain in the comfortable confines of conventional understanding. But you are also free to accept the invitation, to lean into the mystery, to trust the process, to allow yourself to be transformed by what your soul is showing you. When you accept this invitation, something miraculous begins to happen. Your life becomes charged with meaning and purpose. Synchronicities multiply. Guidance becomes more apparent. Your capacity for joy expands, even as your tolerance for suffering deepens. You begin to live from your essence rather than from your conditioning. You start to experience yourself as the eternal being you truly are, temporarily inhabiting a human form, gathering experience, learning lessons, evolving consciousness. This is not about escaping human life or transcending earthly experience. It is about fully inhabiting your humanity while remaining aware of your divinity. It is about being present to your temporal existence while staying connected to your eternal nature. It is about honoring your memories while remaining available to the present moment. It is about receiving the visitations of essence with gratitude while continuing to engage fully with the practical demands of daily life. You are being visited continuously by the force and essence that is marked upon your soul. Sometimes this visitation comes as a memory that stops you in your tracks. Sometimes it arrives in a dream that shifts something deep within you. Sometimes it appears as a moment of déjà vu that cracks open your understanding of reality. Sometimes it whispers through intuition, through synchronicity, through the words of another person who doesn't know they're serving as a messenger. Pay attention, stay awake, notice the patterns, honor the process, trust your soul's wisdom, and know that you are being guided, supported, and loved by forces that transcend your understanding but can be felt in the depths of your being. Becoming who you've always been. There is a paradox at the heart of spiritual transformation. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming more fully who you have always been. All the growth, all the learning, all the evolution is not about adding to yourself, but about removing what obscures your true nature. The memories your soul preserves, the supernatural intensity with which they return, the continuous re-signification of your experience, all of this serves one ultimate purpose: to help you remember who you really are. Not remember in the sense of thinking about it intellectually, but remember in the sense of remembering, putting back together the fragmented pieces of your consciousness into wholeness. You came into this world knowing your divine nature. As an infant, before language and conditioning took hold, you were pure presence, pure being, pure consciousness. You didn't doubt your worthiness. You didn't question your belonging. You didn't separate yourself from the universe around you. Then life happened. You learned to see yourself as separate. You internalized messages about who you should be. You adopted beliefs about your limitations. You created a personality structure designed to keep you safe, accepted, and functioning in the world. None of this was wrong. It was necessary for navigating human life. But in the process, you forgot the deeper truth of your being. The soul's work, from the moment of that forgetting onward, has been to guide you back to remembering. Every experience, every relationship, every challenge has been designed to strip away what is false and reveal what is true. The memories that return with such intensity are not random. They are the soul's carefully curated teaching tools, showing you patterns, revealing truths, offering opportunities for integration. The wisdom in your story. Look back now over the landscape of your life. Not just with your mind, but with your soul's vision. See how everything has conspired to bring you to this moment of awareness. See how even the difficulties, especially the difficulties, have served your evolution. The rejection that felt devastating, did it not ultimately free you from a situation that wasn't right for you? The failure that humiliated you, did it not humble your ego and open you to deeper wisdom? The loss that broke your heart, Did it not crack you open to compassion you might never have developed otherwise? The betrayal that shattered your trust, did it not teach you discernment and self-reliance? This is not to minimize the pain of these experiences or to suggest that suffering is necessary or good, but it is to recognize that your soul has the miraculous capacity to extract wisdom from everything, to find the gift in every challenge, to transform even the most difficult experiences into fuel for your awakening. When your soul brings these memories forward with supernatural intensity, it is often because you are finally ready to see the wisdom they contain. You are ready to complete the integration that was not possible when the experiences first occurred. You are ready to harvest the gifts that have been waiting for you, the integration of all yourselves. Throughout this reflection, we have spoken of the multiplicity of selves, the many versions of you that exist across time, the different eras and cycles you move through, the various identities you have inhabited. Now we arrive at a crucial understanding. The goal is not to choose oneself over another, but to integrate all of them into a conscious wholeness. The child you were carries gifts, innocence, wonder, authenticity, joy, that your adult self needs. The teenager you were holds important energy, passion, questioning, the drive for independence and identity. The young adult you were embodies qualities, idealism, courage, hope that should not be abandoned in midlife. And the elder you are becoming offers perspective, wisdom, and acceptance that can inform your choices now. None of these selves are wrong or outdated or irrelevant. They are all you. They are all valuable. They are all needed for your wholeness. When memories surface from different periods of your life, your soul is often working to bring these various selves into conscious relationship with each other. The middle-aged you is being reminded of the dreams the young adult you carried. The wounded you is being shown the resilience the child you possessed. The cynical you is being reconnected with the hope the teenager you embodied. Integration means allowing all of these selves to have a voice, to contribute their unique gifts, to collaborate in the creation of who you are becoming. It means not rejecting or denying any part of your journey, but embracing all of it with compassion and curiosity. From personal to universal. As you deepen into this work of soul memory, re-signification, and integration, something extraordinary happens. Your personal story begins to reveal universal truths. The specific details of your individual life start to show you patterns that are common to all human experience. Your private journey illuminates the collective journey of consciousness. This is because at the deepest level, there is no absolute separation between individual and universal consciousness. You are a unique expression of the one consciousness that animates all existence. Your particular experiences, filtered through your particular cosmic vision, offer insights that serve not just you, but the whole human family. When you heal a personal wound, you contribute to the healing of the collective wound. When you transform a limiting belief, you weaken that belief's hold on human consciousness. When you awaken to a deeper truth about your nature, you make that awakening more accessible for others. This is why your soul work matters far beyond your personal life. This is why the supernatural force within you is not just for your individual evolution, but for the evolution of consciousness itself. This is why the beings and energies that accompany you care so deeply about your growth. You are part of something vastly larger than yourself, and your transformation ripples out in ways you cannot fully perceive. The memories your soul preserves, the intense recollections that arise, the continuous re-signification you engage in, all of this is contributing to the collective memory and wisdom of humanity. You are not just healing yourself, you are helping to heal the world. The practice of living from soul. Everything we have explored in these reflections points toward a transformed way of living, what we might call living from soul rather than from ego, from essence rather than from conditioning, from eternity rather than from fear. Living from soul means allowing your consciousness to remain fluid rather than rigid, open rather than defended, curious rather than certain. It means treating each moment as an opportunity for new meaning-making rather than as a threat to be controlled. It means honoring your memories and experiences as sacred teachings rather than as burdens to overcome or achievements to defend. Living from soul means staying connected to the supernatural force within you, recognizing that you are far more than your circumstances, your history, or your personality. It means acknowledging the invisible presences that accompany you and consciously collaborating with them. It means paying attention to dreams, synchronicities, intuitions, and déjà vu experiences as genuine spiritual communications. Living from soul means practicing continuous resignification, choosing consciously what meaning you will make of your experiences, what story you will tell about your life, what identity you will embody in each moment. It means recognizing that nothing is fixed, nothing is finished, everything remains available for new understanding and integration. This way of living does not remove you from the challenges of human existence. You will still face difficulties, experience losses, encounter frustrations and disappointments. But your relationship to these experiences transforms. You begin to meet them with curiosity rather than resistance, with trust rather than fear, with the knowing that everything is serving your evolution. The eternal journey. Finally, we arrive at perhaps the most profound truth. This is not a journey with a destination. There is no point at which you will have arrived, no final state of perfection to achieve, no ultimate goal beyond which there is nothing more. You are eternal consciousness exploring itself through infinite experiences across endless time. This particular lifetime, this specific human incarnation, is one chapter in a story that has no ending. The work of remembering who you are, of integrating your experiences, of evolving your consciousness. This work continues forever because evolution is the nature of consciousness itself. This should not be discouraging. It should be liberating. You are not racing towards some finish line. You are not being graded or judged on your progress. You are simply being, experiencing, learning, growing, transforming in an endless dance of consciousness, knowing itself more deeply. The supernatural intensity with which your soul preserves and activates memories is a gift for this endless journey. You carry within you an eternal resource, the accumulated wisdom of all your experiences, always accessible, always available to guide you, always ready to reveal new layers of meaning and understanding. You are accompanied on this eternal journey by beings and energies that love you unconditionally and support your evolution tirelessly. You are part of a cosmic community of consciousness, all engaged in the same fundamental exploration, all contributing to the great awakening of the universe to itself. And you are visited continuously by the essence marked upon your soul, that unique spiritual signature that is irreplaceably you, that carries your particular gifts, that offers your specific contribution to the great symphony of existence. The closing that is also an opening. We have traveled together through 7 reflections on the soul's déjà vu, on the supernatural force within you, on memory and time and transformation. We have explored how your soul preserves every experience with incredible precision, how memories can return with overwhelming intensity, how you are accompanied by invisible presences, how re-signification happens continuously, and how all of this serves your eternal evolution. But this is not an ending, it is a beginning. These words are not meant to give you final answers, but to open new questions. These reflections are not designed to close the mystery, but to invite you deeper into it. What will you do with this understanding? How will you relate differently to the memories that surface in your consciousness? How will you honor the déjà vu experiences when they occur? How will you acknowledge the invisible companions on your journey? How will you practice resignification in your daily life? How will you live more fully from your soul? These are questions only you can answer through your own lived experience. The invitation is to bring conscious awareness to the soul's work that is already happening within you. To notice, to honor, to collaborate, to trust. Your soul is speaking to you constantly through memories, through dreams, through synchronicities, through that felt sense of recognition and knowing. The supernatural force within you is always active, always inviting you beyond your current limitations. The beings and energies around you are forever offering their support and guidance. All of this is happening right now, in this very moment. You are being visited by essence. You are being offered opportunities for transformation. You are being reminded of your eternal nature. The only question is, will you say yes? Will you say yes to the mystery, to the journey, to the continuous unfolding of your soul's wisdom? Will you say yes to remembering who you really are? Will you say yes to living from that deep knowing rather than from the surface of conventional understanding? This yes is not a one-time decision, but a continuous practice, renewed in each moment. It is a yes to staying awake, staying curious, staying open, a yes to honoring your experiences as sacred teachings, a yes to trusting the process, even when you don't understand it, a yes to your own transformation and to serving the transformation of consciousness itself. You are an incredible being, potentialized with immutable memories, capable of supernatural perception, accompanied by unseen helpers, visited continuously by essence, engaged in an eternal journey of awakening. Everything you have experienced, everything you are experiencing, everything you will experience, all of it is part of this magnificent unfoldment. May you walk in this knowing. May you trust your soul's wisdom. May you honor the memories that return. May you recognize the supernatural force within you. May you feel the presence of those who accompany you. May you practice continuous resignification, and may you live from the eternal truth of who you are. Divine consciousness exploring itself through the beautiful, painful, mysterious, miraculous adventure of human life. The journey continues, the soul remembers, the essence visits, the transformation unfolds, and you are exactly where you need to be, experiencing exactly what serves your evolution, carrying within you everything necessary for the next step of your journey. Trust this, know this, live from this. Your soul already knows the way.